Hello and welcome back, everyone. I think we're gonna play a little bit more, maybe a couple hours. Here, trying to get through this campaign, or where we want to play. Close to the end of the year, or by the end of the year. So, let's get back into it. Probably have one more war with Castile before we annex them. Maybe two. Because we won't have the discount from lack of control in very many locations anymore, which we have been hunting down relatively frequently. Looks like they moved their capital again to Valladolid, which actually helps us out, because that's much less centralized than Madrid. Castile's a little bit of a tricky one, because you can't really isolate their capital, but okay, we're making decent money. 1550s, creeping up on this, some really nice techs here. Before going for some military techs, going for heavy lancers. Have been having rough wars. The Papal States is decking on us on cooldown using a bugged CB. And so we have to look forward to that. I think they will deck us again. If not, just, truce break us. No. Says D-King. Interesting. Marrakesh gets annexed. It's like we lost the maritime hedge. Could do Diplocor, could Dev Province. Reduce paperwork in here is probably okay. Question, if I have two markets near another, do they have a bonus for trade between them, or are they just treated as two separate? They're treated as two separate. Geographically, the closer that they are, the less trade capacity gets used. Cordoba trades with Bot relatively cheaply because they are proximal. Good morning. Dark 4 and NG. Tlemcen, which is this our vassal Tlemcen? I guess we'll say yes. It's fine. What's our truce look like with these guys? I know we just checked. Or we could use the truce map mode. I haven't really needed to juggle them or anything that much. Maybe worth thinking through like that. I think this guy lacked cannons. Or did he lack cavalry? He lacked cavalry. I think we'll send some cavalry his way. I think we're doing 12 stacks. We're doing 12, 12, 9 currently, which is enough to saturate the front. This guy's got too many units. Well, this guy is two guys. What is this guy exactly? 12 arquebusiers, 12, 6. Well, what's this guy? We just annexed two subjects, so we're gonna take a closer look at what we can set up eco-wise for them. But why? What's going on here? 12, 12, 6, 1, 12, 12, 9. Okay. Just the extra cannons. We did want to start adding cannons, though. So, let's do that. And I think... Looks like everyone's on 6. And we wanted to get it up to a higher cannon count. Something like that. Charles, what can I do to improve global rank? I keep building and building, yet I can't seem to get out of the 20s. Well, upgrading your country rank does a lot. This is like the biggest bump you can get, really. Does not save in there. If we take a look at our score, I'm gonna see Kingdom, huge. Embracing institutions in a timely way is important. Growing big is important. I believe trade capacity is relatively easy to get and does quite a bit. I'm not seeing in this calc. Maybe they removed it. It used to be just you just spam trade capacity and you'd get it. Maybe they tweaked it. So we haven't even intentionally hyper maxed out trade capacity. You can see we're getting 39. Obviously, getting income and this type of stuff is going to be helpful, but... Alright, so this is where we just annexed. More than happy to do that. And then... we're going to do well with these. I think we're going to put this on auto-expand. And alum. It's going to make it so we're going to do die makers pretty well. I don't mind if the die makers aren't very profitable too much, because it's an in-between good. It's going to make it easier to make the fine cloth more profitable, similar for this. Or it's not as critical. We're just going to increase this a little bit. That should pull slaves. I think we're okay spamming sheep here. And then, what do we got here going on? Other than just silk. Well... the thing is, what do we want to downgrade it is a question we can ask ourselves, but I think it being on the coast and being farmlands, grassland, is enough that we'll be able to get really high control there. Farmlands in particular, I'm a little bit more okay with overall the consideration of keeping them urban. Do kind of, the more modifiers for max RGO size you stack, the less relevant the rural stuff is, and generally speaking, I think we want to keep the coast pretty urbanized and keep the interior relatively rural. And so I think this is one of those instances where we have this middling to good resource and we're just gonna kind of keep it like this. I know it's beneficial to make new markets if you have a sprawling empire, but I was wondering if any markets prioritize one another, or maybe a bonus for doing so. Nah, they don't. Have you played through the Age of Revs? I have not played any of the Age of Revolutions. I did not do it early on for performance reasons, and then for like content production reasons, I haven't done it like recently. The main thing is that I kind of play like a nit. Like, I probably play way too slow just in general. And if it takes me 2 days to record an episode and like, I don't know, I don't like to play super loose, which makes getting to like the late portion of the game kind of hard. Or what I consider loose. It's not really loose, I'm just being like overly dramatic about things that don't matter really. It's maybe another way to look at it. Actually, I don't think we need the Falcon. I don't think we need the cannons. This is just for like maintaining security down here. And just wanting to have an army that is got actual stats. Looks like France fucking up Mali a little bit. Well, interesting. Are there certain trades you find yourself manually setting? Yeah. A lot of trades are required to, like, make slavery work properly. So, like, we will put those in manually. We'll also, we could maybe do a little bit of them. There will also be, very often needs that are kind of worth satisfying manually, so we could do something like this. We haven't been that focused on it because I think it's relatively marginal, but importing amber, for example, would make sense for pop needs considerations. Pop needs are generally very hard to satisfy, or can be hard to satisfy, especially if it's like really good with a cheap base price, unless you use them. Trades now are complete gravy also, so we probably are underbuilding a little bit. But stuff like this can make some sense. There's actually a big surplus in Aden. We can even import it just so that it redistributes. But slaves are a big one. Also, like, when we're trying to collapse the price of lumber, we do export the lumber. We're not having too big an issue, but if we're trying to get the price of something low, it can make sense to export it, so we maybe would want to export lumber. But not if there's more supply than demand. Not in those instances. It looks like we're doing a pretty good job of keeping the lumber up. Put a bit of lumber up here. I think the fact that we're shuffling back and forth trades and all of our subjects can utilize slaves also has been pretty good for making RGOs work pretty well here. These guys are converting at a fast clip. When we flip off Sunni, it's going to be maybe quite a bit of a vibe. I think that we want to start annexing someone else. We kind of want to annex complete areas if we can. So let's take a look at this area. Is everything cored? Everything's cored. This stuff's not going to be very valuable. But are we going to dev the provinces, get more dev than them just naturally? Similar kind of location. No, probably not. Probably leave this scrum of like 3. I don't think it's going to be too useful. Yeah, maybe we annex both these guys. I think we're annexing one already. Oh, we're losing. We're losing this. I don't like to cheese this. I don't know why I'm kind of stubborn about that, but we'll lock in even kind of thing there. Edge of Revelations is the worst part of the game, and performance is terrible. Yeah, this is kind of what I think as well. Or like, performance is terrible. I don't have an opinion on whether or not it's the worst part of the game, because obviously I can't really. Just gonna expand some of these a little bit. Areas where we know we have control. Yeah, us getting primary Basque here is also going to be useful. I forgot that's exactly how it works. Is it worth it to export a final cloth, to, for example, to become to the point it becomes expensive, even if the trade route is not profitable? Well, the thing is, it's really hard with active routes to push up the price of stuff. It's like impossible. The stimulus you get's not that great, but if it's cheap and you're exporting it, you're generally generating a lot of revenue that way. The manual exports only count for half. Interesting to see no exports going, but we do this. We can make kind of decent money, but they only count for half capacity. But can be good. I wonder how much need there is in this market for the fine cloth. I'm guessing not a whole lot. It's interesting that that one's the most in need of it. I'm guessing it, or it just has to be government buildings. Ah, no, it's not even government buildings, it's base price. To be fair, exporting into base price, if you're going to micro, is actually kind of a bit of a thing, because it's going to be very, when there's like under 1 to 2 buy orders, like in total, and here there's not even half a buy order, there's an effect that really pulls the price quite strongly towards base price, even if there's like obviously an infinite ratio. And so we can get a little bit of a stimulus, a decent trade, this type of thing. I guess in theory, if you're like going to want to micro your brains out, this type of trade is actually super worth it. Because if you compare it to like our most marginal trades, it's like making the same value, but it's pushing up value on something that's kind of a little bit hard for us to push up value on. And that's concentrated in areas of high control. Pushing up price on fine cloth is more valuable than pushing it up on sugar. Not just because the sugar operates at a 100% margin, and the fine cloth operates at a much finer margin, but also because the sugar tends to be in locations where we have poorer control. Let's see, what's the... Kind of just checking for what the average ducat is. If we're getting more than a trade... Actually getting quite a bit of profit per trade capacity in Cordoba. So, we're going to add some trade capacity here. Let's make sure we have the price collapse, because we're going to add quite a lot. Okay. And then we're just going to look at an area where that doesn't have max market access. Because we don't want to build them past max market access, I think, generally. But so here we would want to build a maximum of like 7. And then we will also prefer them more kind of closer to the capital, where we're going to have more control. Okay, here we can just build all of them. I think that's going to be similar. Here we can build... Well, we don't want many new ones, actually. Okay, so we have 5 already. And those aren't going to do anything new. And so we can add another 7 more. 6, 7 more. That's fine. There's also an upgraded form. The upgraded form is going to give more market access. We also have maybe the option of building more extra market villages where the silver is, just to give them more market access. You can put them on auto expand. It's probably okay. In which case, I think we want to delete this and this. Maybe even the lumber mills. Good morning. Average performance at Endgame improved a lot by 1.0.10. It's better state than most Paradox games I played last night. Oh, interesting. You have a big empire fight large wars is pretty bad. I mean, my experience with Carthage was like, this is kind of like not that playable. I feel like Pop should demand more goods, or maybe I'm not employing enough people. The goods demand is kind of weird. Will you do a channel and review video talking about if you hit goals, etc.? not willing to talk about it now. Channel and review. I don't think the interest is that high for it. That type of thing. Like a year, how the channel did, this type of thing. It looks like the Sunni, there was like an event, the Sunni something that went away, so it looks like goes away when you annex your subject on Sevilla, which is why Sevilla has like the highest dev in the game right now. Early on in the year, I was trying to break into Civ 7, like at the very start of the year, but then Civ 7 sucked. A big part of it was kind of just being burnt out on Vic 3. Because, like, I've played close to 4,000 hours of Vic 3. I think I've done a lot of, like, the interesting analysis that there is to, like, do. There's, like, a little bit more that I haven't done that I want to do, but... so, was kind of trying to branch out. Then in early spring, got the invitation to go down to Sitges, to see EU5, which is very excited. Also, like, an opportunity, I think, that, doesn't make much sense why it was given to me, but okay. It was because I was covering every dev diary, or that's, like, every Tinto talk. That's at least why it was gonna be, I assume. And then, got access to the game for, like, 1 week, or 2 weeks following that. And tried to, I, like, did meal prep going into the 2 weeks, and I tried to spend, like, every waking moment, playing the game, and I also didn't sleep very much. I think I slept under 5 hours a night, on average. Not every night, but on average. And I played, like, something like 230 hours in 2 weeks. Because I was trying to get, as big a, like, knowledge edge as I possibly could to stand out, because I knew that when EU5 dropped, the people who would be, like, watched most are just going to be the big EU4 creators, and I had no EU4, like, thing. But the game was interesting enough that I wanted to make content about it, so... this one's so good. We might slot one of these out, but I think we're kind of okay right now. And then I left a lot of feedback too. And because I left a lot of feedback and the devs liked the feedback that I had given on the game, I was one of 3 content creators that was arrived or invited to do like another 2.5, 3 weeks. But just give feedback specifically on UI. This was in like June. So I did that too. And I played several hundred more hours. I think I got up to 800 something hours. Actually, that doesn't sound right. I don't know how much time exactly I got up to. I could calculate it, but... I can't remember. And then it was back to Victoria 3 stuff for a little while. Did go to Sweden for Victoria 3. And was presented stuff that they wanted to show a bunch of content creators, got to meet a bunch of content creators, hang out with a bunch. Also, same with Sitges. Both were very, very cool. That was my first time being to Europe and for going to Spain, so that was really cool. I guess I could talk more about the trips. And then going to Sweden was pretty sweet. And then, after that, I got hired to do, outlines for the official tutorials for EU5 for the tutorial videos, and that ended up turning into effectively writing the initial script, which was then pared down. So it was made a lot shorter. I think the longest outline I gave was like 20-something pages, and the shortest was like 9 or 10. Except they were like full scripts. I think like yeah, some of them were quite long. I think one of them was over 20,000 words. And then so I had more access to the game than I think any other content creator that wasn't that's not on the community team or a dev. And then I pushed really hard on release in terms of wanting to put out as really high volume of stuff, because I figured the crowd that likes my stuff is more concerned with volume than necessarily like the tightest editing or this type of thing. I think in the first week I put out over like 20 hours of content, something like this, and then things have been slowing down as less and less people are playing the game. The game's having like a big drop off, but that's like expected in how it works. And I kind of got what I wanted to get done on release. A whole ton of people supported the creator code, which was actually like very surprising. I'm shocked at how much I made from that. I made like half as much from that as I had like the entire year from YouTube up until this point, up until like November. And that also made me think that maybe I can do things a little bit differently, where I try and cater to the more regular viewers instead of just trying to capture as many views as possible. Something like this. We could also add forts, because we have them basically for free in high dev areas. Is fine. I think we are way under the fort limit too. Now we're kind of here. The 1st through the 10th, I think I'm gonna, or the 1st through 11th, I think I'm gonna just take a break from all digital things though, and just like not do anything. So I'll be gone. I think I have enough stuff pre-recorded though that I could just like schedule a bunch of stuff and then be gone. Can we... The fort limit modifier like doesn't show really well in the tooltip, so we could build another 20 forts for economic stimulus. You have distant markets. Do you just take the market capital or the entire province? I often like to take the province and then a province I want to move it to, and then just manually move it. Sorry, it took me a while to get to your question. So, like, if I wanted to move the Geneva market to, let's say, Nice, right? Then I would take Geneva, and I would take Nice, and then I would move the market to Nice, and then I would release this as a subject, something like this. I really missed the point where you switched from personal game to in-game. Unless it's building forts at home. Wait, what? Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that going into EU5, if I did not do well on the EU5 release, I think I was just going to finish out the year and then probably be done with YouTube. So, I'm very thankful that it went well. Look at all this, like, 100% access. This is such a game changer in terms of the subtleties of where you put stuff. Like, I don't think we put Cordoba market inland. I don't think we moved Sevilla to Cordoba before, but now that since Sevilla can get 100% market access, it's a different game in terms of the way you want to handle it. wish it showed the level of market access there. So we're at 96. So 7. Let's do this. So just so much of this is going to be so good at producing stuff. What's the name of the regulator of the US that assigns fort limits? I don't know, but they certainly care a lot about the names sometimes. You were talking about dollar income and then switched to ducats income, and by both will do. My bad. I probably just said the game income and my brain like snapped back into, or my brain just like was like in game. in game, on God. For real, for real. Glad the year went well for you. You've done a lot of high-depth content. Good, glad to see it finally rewarded. I'm happy it went well too. Because I think that the way I approach YouTube is actually just really bad for YouTube. I think I'm not doing a very good job of it from like a macro perspective of like YouTube orientation. I'm just trying to understand the game as best I can and then like do content around that. It's probably not the best, but I think no one else is really doing that, and that kind of helps me out a little bit. Let's see. I think we're curtailing the clergy here. I think we're loving it. But the progression towards humanists is a little bit annoying, but the max tax is going to be nice. I mean, like, distant, like, sniping markets, or markets which will be mostly vassals. Do you keep the market capital? I always keep the market capital now. Because what ends up happening is, like, your subjects aren't attracted to your other subjects' markets, and so they can get really weird lack of market access, which causes them to build additional markets, and it's really annoying. So, unless I, like, absolutely positively can't do it, I just own the market. So, like, beer done here. We made a bunch of subjects. We own one location here. It's the market center. Why is that? Well, it's because otherwise these guys, if we ever like occupied like a market like Niani or something, or took Niani or took Begho, if we like take Begho and then like this guy, Saloum, wants to be attracted to our market but not this guy's market, so instead of being in the beer done market, he's just over here, and then he makes his own market. And now I have two markets right on top of each other, and I hate it. So it's mainly a concession to, like, that type of thing. Here, why don't we sort differently? Trade buildings. Build an entry pod. Should have maybe checked if we had a full price collapse, but I think it's going to be fine. Can you expect military units? I've heard for the Navy you should have a fleet of light ships for marine control, but heavy ships for war. That's generally the case. Galleys are a lot better now. I haven't looked at the math on the new galleys. I think galleys are usable if you have the bonuses. I suspect. I haven't looked at the map though. It's just like galleys got like twice as good, and before they were like nowhere near like worth considering, and now I think they're probably good. But I'm not like 100% sure on the galleys. I think we want our ruler in charge here if we can. Yeah, because we want him to die because we have another guy that's better. Even better. But for ground troops, right now, it's rough because every time we take a close look at this, they like tweak it, and it's hard to nail down. But I think that cavalry is just way better for the first 3 ages than infantry. I think they're kind of roughly the equivalent age 4, and ages 5 and 6 infantry is better, I think. I don't really know 100%. Cavalry are really good at flanking. One thing to keep in mind, though, is cavalry cannot assault forts, and I think they don't get counted for sieges, and in theory, a lot of comps, even early on, should probably be 1/3 infantry, because infantry get, if they're in the center flank, they get double the bonus on defense, so you put cavalry on the side flanks, infantry in the middle, and so I think a lot of early on comps, it's like 2-to-1 cavalry to infantry. And then you can throw some cannons into the mix. Cannons stat-wise are not super good early on. They're more utility pieces, and then they start coming online a little bit later. I think this age is maybe when they start to get pretty good. Gotta do a EU5 vlog if you want to abuse YouTube meta. Yeah. Well, like, I gotta do a lot of things differently. Like, I shouldn't do long runs. The long runs where you're focusing on stuff and doing stuff in detail, I feel like are better for learning the game. But I kind of compromised a little bit on release in regards to the way I approached that, because I did a ton of starting steps videos. And then maybe when I come back on the 11th, that might be how I approach it, is I just do first 50, like, 10 times or something. This is going to be a relatively deep run for the Andalus here. We have a lot of stuff auto-expanding, allegedly. Looks like the auto-expansion is working properly. So, it's going to be decent for us. There's something in this market I wanted to consider. Oh yes, I remember now. Is that maybe we don't want the salt urbanized. And the reason was it actually kind of... We're not wanting for iron, but this is something I think I should pay more attention to, and I haven't been. But not urbanizing wetlands, because you get more potential levels on your bog iron smelters. Because it scales with RGO level. Max bog iron smelter. And so rural stuff will be better for it. All other things equal. So yeah, maybe this salt shouldn't be urbanized. The thing is, coastal stuff, we're kind of okay having be urbanized, but there's not much wetlands for us to really make use of. This does apply technically to all this stuff, though. Like, maybe all this around the lakes should be more rural. It's something I'm trying to pay more attention to a little bit later. So is this weirdness with the attraction, so no point in taking the entire province? Is there a point in taking markets from other people and try to get the most trade advantage there? Well, yeah, there's a... Try to get trade advantage. You get a lot of trade advantage just from owning it. So here we get to control the outgoing goods, because we have a ton of trade advantage. You get like 20 or something like this from owning the market capital. Which this combined with, you know, for a few trading things there. Can we see the breakdown on this? Yeah, market center is plus 20 before percentage modifiers. So we're getting, I know you can't see it because it's cut off, but we're getting 20% from tech and 25% from burger, states that. So we are getting 29 just from owning this, which is enough by itself to control the node. So that's a big portion of why, but also so you can build the burger buildings, but like a really big portion of it is just so the markets don't get too funky with your subjects. Amazes me how they fumbled the ball with Civ 6. I tried to push it like real hard on release. I don't know, that was a bummer. I played the shit out of Civ 5, less Civ 6, didn't hear anything about Civ 7 until I saw some videos of people complaining about it. It's pretty... the biggest Civ tours are playing Civ 6, yeah. Like, if I was to try and play it and keep up with it, I would play 7. Maybe that's something we do, though. I like kind of wanted to actually play a run. I want to play a Vic 3 run as well. Like, There's I've been like I played so much EU5 in the past like 6 months basically. I'm close to 2,000 hours. I think I have like 1,800 now. You should focus on 50 years videos. They serve as a solution to both new and experienced players and make them play the game because you also give a pre-made way to do so. Yeah, but for part of understanding what's good early on, like for me to understand it, involves what happens later. Like, if you just play the first 50 years, and that's all you ever play, you wouldn't give a shit about development. Like, right now we're looking at the development map mode and thinking about things, right? But you would not care at all about development. And so, this would be like an example of a leak that I would have if I only did 50 years. So, like, in terms of the deeper runs, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to do just first 50 years, but the motivation to do that is for me to understand the game better. That's kind of why I want to play into Age of Revolutions, but, like, also the game is super decided by the time you hit Age of Revolutions. Like, you can World Conquest before it seems unnecessary, but... Let's do the thing for this market that we did for the other market, where we're trying to make sure that everyone has 100 market access. So, double checking the collapse, we of course do have it. What we're doing here, by the way, is we're clicking back button and then escape to oscillate between the two. Back button. So we're hitting escape, we see that, hey, we can build 12 more of these. Okay. Back button. Okay, we're seeing that the market access is, like, awful downstream here, right? So Rabat and Saleh, how are we doing? Yeah, we could get a ton. We'll have more intuition on this as time goes on, actually, as well. It looks like we could just kind of spam a little bit here. And that'll work out alright for us. Zammy boy, thank you for the Prime subscription. Much appreciated, my guy. Hey, Joe Pro, how's it going? As always, welcome for the thank you for the continued support. I know I don't always read your messages, or I don't always read your re-ups, but I do appreciate it. Joe Pro is one of the longest subs, standing subs. Did they end up nerfing sugar? Oh yeah, they nerfed it. They nerfed it a ton. But like, even if they cut it in half, like, it was still obscene. Yeah, it got nerfed a ton. For your first fleet, filling out 30 galleys is the goal. Yeah, saturating frontage is most important. Also, galleys, I think, like, per ducat, per sailor, per what, like, almost every metric, any metric you could think of, are more efficient, like, in peacetime. I guess they don't move around as fast. Heavy ships move around faster, so if you want an escort for transport, you don't actually want galleys. Galleys are slow as hell, but outside of that. Worst thing about EU5 is performance choppiness. Insufferable to watch the game trying to go through its own calculations. The worst is too much detail. I always want to max out everything, and the campaign takes like 2 weeks instead of 3 days like EU4. Yeah, the campaign does take forever. Alright, these guys joined They joined a coalition against us, which means our truce is up. I really think coalitions should extend beyond truces, but we should have... Oh no. Did we play ourselves? Chat. We don't have a subject CB on them that's any good. Well, we can't do it... I don't think we can threaten war with those. And this CB sucks booty hole. We can't threaten war because we don't have the CB. I mean, we could wait 15 months. They probably, if they deck us for reconquest though, I think. We just don't want to get Papal States crusaded. Looks like they're maybe a little bit busy. So, okay. We could try and figure out Tortosa a little bit better. What's our proximity? That's wild that we're getting this amount of control up here. Things are kind of popping off. Really, like, we just haven't had a very long peacetime in a while. Oh, their control's also getting pushed up by the army there. How much is the army giving? 2%. Okay, okay. Let's auto-expand some stuff there. Where is the tools? Wait, what? My brain. There it is. EU5 will really benefit from start dates. So many people have been talking about this. Did someone make a video about start dates? I mean, I kind of like the early start date. I like the shake-up. I like that the Mamluks, like, are a potential power. Maybe I need to look at some of these 1444 arguments. I think that the Heraclean task of getting everything perfect for this start date is just not one I would want the devs to repeat. I just don't want the devs to, like... I think it was hundreds and hundreds of dev hours to do stuff like figure out the starting populations and religions of all this type of stuff here. And I'm not interested in them really doing that for another start date. At this point, like, if dev hours are a resource and I had to allocate it, I'm not allocating it like that, you know? Ooh, I hadn't considered France is going to join the coalition. I hadn't considered this, actually. France is for sure going to join the coalition. Oh, boy. Do we jump into the... You could jump into the Lion's Mouth before they jump into our mouth? I don't think we can improve relations out of it. We could get these guys off our back, but... Oh, I don't like the situation we're in here. I'm really big sad we don't have any subject CBs. And we have 2 subjects that can generate CBs. Maybe we should have left Aragon around. I didn't think it was going to be necessary, man. No, we have 3 subjects that can generate CBs, and we still don't have one. These guys can... CBs over here. It's everyone, I mean they don't try and make the experience smooth. Like, the game is so long that any player can take anything to anywhere in time frame. You can really play a mini-campaign in each age. I kind of agree with that. I also really like colonization, so part of me is like... taking a while for the colonization is a bit of a vibe. I think we don't de-urbanize the farmlands. So we could consider about de-urbanizing this, though. As we're annexing this guy. I think I'm kind of liking that. It's not the worst place to, like, have urbanized, though. It's in a province that has iron. It's probably fine. Especially, we're gonna keep it more rural interior. It just looks like so much urbanization. It frightens me. But that thing, it scares me. We de-urbanize this, though, for the iron. There's a mod for a 1444 start date, so it's all the content creators played the mod type of thing. I've seen a couple of videos. I don't know how many people have made them though. There's a lot more depth in the EU core, so it's not easy to make start dates. Yeah. It's not just about the lags. Do people start with like the entire tech tree researched for like the first stage in the mod? Is it pretty good transport? I think it is, right? Yeah. How are we doing here? Okay. So our proximity to here, pretty good. '85 control. Really liking this capital location here. Suez. Colony of Canada. That's cute. Should definitely be doing a little bit more stuff. Oh, we should have explored up here with our guy who's good at exploring. Womp womp. Piracy is fun in the U5. I haven't played with it too much. AI is just not surprising in the U5. You weren't surprised when you saw this in your games? Yeah, it's dull. I agree it doesn't have personality. I'd rather they make like a decent baseline before going for personality, but that's just me. Can you imagine trying to siege this shit down? I would not wanna fight us with this like fort maintenance like thing. Played the Pirate Nation, the Sunan Islands. Interesting. Stop the AI from towning RGOs seems to help with stupid subjects starving market to death, making everything urban. How does it do it though? Because sometimes you should, well, it's probably an improvement. Sometimes you should keep some stuff urban, or go urban on some stuff that's maybe kind of questionable. I think I'm gonna come in here and upgrade the ships. Let's see how much units we can transport. Oh my god, 50,000. I shouldn't have clicked that. We can't possibly need this many brigs. Well, there's no way we need this many units. Whatever. Yeah, I'll disband this. I don't know how many we need is one of the issues. I think we want to be able to move around maybe 3 units after we upgrade them, and I realized we're about to upgrade our units, they're about to get way bigger. So they're probably not going to get bigger than 10,000, so maybe we'll have 2.5. crazy high income. Thank you, thank you. I need to get unique flavor to each country, and because there are so many, I would accept that, let's say, idea group that choose from the start. Mountainland, flatland. Are you getting really cheap fort maintenance? That many forts? Is it because of the dev? No, so Theocracy has 2 policies which give minus 20% fort maintenance. Control all of our modifiers. But we're getting Mission of Protection and Monastic Order from Theocracy are giving us minus 20%. Rural Noble Authority, Rights of the Nobility Law, everyone has access to this, so that's another 20%, 60%. We're using the policy from Navarra, which gives us 10% fortification maintenance, which is cute. And then we are using garrison system as well, the government reform, another 10%. Our forts, incidentally, are like take forever to siege down too. And then we have defensive. So, like, this is your nightmare for PvP. Like, you do not want to attack this dude, the dude who does this ish. Like, you mean to tell me he's got more than 1 fort per province, and then they just show you this? Like, this is his home territory. Good luck, have fun with that. It's like, I don't know, for the Magic the Gathering players out there, it's a little bit of suck targeting it. There should be city rights for vassal that gives 10% subject loyalty. Well, that's interesting. How do we get flat conversions as Christians? Only Sunni can passive convert? No, everyone can passive convert. There's a tech that gives flat conversion. There's just not a lot of sources of flat conversion. But confessionalism in H4. You can also use the tech for it. We actually have so much of the modifier stacking up, we can convert them through Abrahamic communities, which is lols. We actually probably even prefer to have more dimmies, so we could even try and get this, but I may be wrong about your Kill Wheel game. You have 100 towards capital economy on the slider. How do you get it that high? Towards capital economy? I think you're mistaken. I think you're mistaken. If I do, I have no idea how I did that, and I have no recollection of it. My kingdom for some quantity trend, though. How do we get more quantity trend? Quantity is like the hardest thing to push. I feel like. Oh, I guess we could revoke this. I don't like not having that 5% prestige, though. There's not another reform that you get that pushes you towards quantity if you don't go this, is there? We have to go monastic orders as well, so I guess that's just not in the cards. Quantity's always just been way better, it's just been like, it's just difficult to push. Oh, kingdom, my kingdom, when is my parliament? Yes sir, it's in 3 months. That was close. It's in 4 months. Invades main port, yeah. Kill starts with 80. Oh, with 100 in total, not 100 in trend. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kilwell starts with an insane amount of plutocracy, naval, and cap eco. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess this is where our capital is, but I don't know. Like, I would not want to attack into this. To be fair, we should have more forts over here. Just like actually as security. We've been putting forts down in places with a lot of dev. Because the potential nobles are more valuable there, but I think I do like forting that strategically so that pushing the capital is not from we had a little bit of a scary moment when like they were pushing the capital through Tunis and like they're pushing this way and we're like But like, can you imagine trying to come from the south? Like, you are not getting after our eco here. Good luck with that, brother. I think we might just add more forts as well. We have the Bastille coming up, though. Thank you for answering, you're welcome. Something around peasants and law gave, maybe recruitment levy or some sort of... Yeah, there's a levy, peasant levy law. I don't think we have access to it. Because the levy law category is from monarchy. Like, levy law. It's a monarchy thing. So as a theocracy, we don't have it. But yeah, peasant levies would let us. Peasant levies kind of sucks, but I think you're supposed to do it after you stop using so many levies. Which is kind of interesting. Forts employ soldiers, not nobles. This is true. This is true. They also, if they're castles, give plus 20 noble potentials as part of their text. So... But you are correct. We will not think this way once we get bastions, which no longer employ nobles. This is correct. Where's bastion? We are trying to show something. Bastion. No potential nobles. We need to... Another thing that we really like about the extra tax on the ulama is because they are stockpiling tons of gold. 175k. So, this is one reason why we're not really building universities or libraries ourselves, because they like building them. So, trying to force them to use some of their money usefully. We maybe have another... Okay. Perfect. We now have our good CV. And we can go for them. Let's see if we can have these guys in as particular a plot as possible where we just want them to cover our ships. We're gonna extend a little past. Ooh. But we just want ship coverage. That's all we want. Just protect our maritime bros. Actually, the real reason why we overbuilt the Navy by this much is so we could use 2 navies. 2 Sicilies. Let's see how much... Oh, these guys just straight up don't have any heavies anymore, or they're not GPs. probably they're not GPs. Yeah, they're not GPs. Oh, I don't know if 30 heavies is enough. 32. F it. We want to get them to do this correctly. Yeah. I'm not sure if hopefully they don't stand in the same location when I'm doing this. Okay. I could have assigned both the navies to the same objective. I think I microed that poorly. But, okay. Let's put the heavies in the front again some more. Okay, there's 30, there's 11. And then 33 on each. We're gonna sign a guy here, but we need to make him not very good, because we don't want him to take over. Something like this looks okay. And alright, we are off and away. Grab this, and this should be pretty quick work. The thing is, we might have to start occupying other people a little bit more, which would not be quick work. Just kind of trying to eyeball how much this is going to cost. It gets a lot cheaper when we have forts in the area, so it does look like we will be able to do this. Do you keep castles around, or do you put bastions down? I don't know. So I think in vanilla, or not in vanilla, if you're not stacking all this fort maintenance, I think you like castles a lot, because the most valuable thing is the zone of control. The AI doesn't assault forts that are under-leveled relative to the maximum level fort for that era very frequently. So the AI really underperforms there. And so I think it's super free. I think you actively don't want to research Bastion. And the stimulus from the nobles is kind of nice, especially because you have to pay the full maintenance on the fort goods. For us, I think the fact that we're only paying 9% makes it so we do want to research this because we want this stimulus, and also there's no tar here. There's tar demand in castles. I think tar is like an inferior demand because the PM for it sucks balls like really hard and it demands wood, so it's like bad in every single way. And so you'd rather not have tar demand in your like demand profile. So I'm gonna try and pay attention to these a little bit, but okay, so we get a navy. I thought about distributing one navy to each side, but if the AI is smart about it, I kind of want the flexibility. Nice! We've been waiting for these. We haven't gotten too many of these. Still not at 100 naval even though we've been pushing it since the beginning of the game. Naval takes forever to push. Always. There we go. I think local markets is the one that gives prod efficiency. Yeah, I think the prod efficiency is actively good. This one might be actively good. The nobles consume a lot more food, though. And then we do want to push communal values, so we'll hit that one too. I want to push conciliatory, but these guys are a little upset. Maybe we push it. Yeah, let's one more. One more for the boys. Get it? Because it's communal values. Aren't overlapping zone of controls kind of meaningless? No, they're, like, still could be useful. They're way less useful than the initial zone of control, but, like, Paris is kind of funny because if you have forts all around Paris, you have to siege every single fort before you can go march on Paris. Because the way it works, because Corbeil will give a zone of control to here and here. Ruy Comte, Robert, will give zone of control here and here. And then, obviously, you know, like the whole thing. So, France or Paris is like the most defensible capital location. Is there enough iron for all the goods? Yeah, so the just overall economics, you get squeezed on iron and lumber. These are like the two goods you get squeezed on. Yeah, you might not necessarily have enough. This is also like one thing that's like sharply divergent from Big 3. Like you need the quantity of goods in order to do the things. But I think we're probably overproducing tools right now by a huge margin. And we're not squeezed by the iron. Not as big as I thought. Kind of here. I think tools are probably some of the most productive things we have. Really shocked not to see so much tools, though. Alright, waiting on promotions. Interesting. Alright. Are we gonna get a clean war without the Papal States stacking us? This is so magical. This timing on that was fucking perfect. Got him, boys. Alright. Amazing. Just how we drew it up. The best part is that it wasn't the Pope, it was Poland. Same war, same thing. It's a crusade going for Palestine, so we can't do anything about it. But absolutely amazing. I like it when they make they stick to their area and they make nice looking shapes. Doesn't happen too much, but I wish the UI was also better for this. This kind of feels bad, man. Coming around building settlements everywhere like this. I wanted to start filtering out the subject, but I want to be able to filter in the subject for this like mass build button. But currently it doesn't let you. So this is what I do in the background while nobody's watching. Because these buildings are insane. If you don't build them, your colony's so much weaker. A little bit of that action. And then... I wish I could also just spam level 1 everywhere. Much easier. God wills it. Yeah, someone's seen the best movie ever. That's actually what Deus Vult means, by the way. I think that's a rough translation. I guess I shouldn't be translating Latin, huh? But, from Kingdom of God movie. Some of you are, close students of the law, and some of you are not. We do love to see it, though. Ooh, we didn't build the extra market village levels. Hot. You just built one everywhere. Just gotta get our burger for our development. In theory, we should also be spamming gravel roads from them, but that's like too much clicking for not enough ROI for me. This is also honestly too much clicking for not enough ROI. I didn't even check if France was part of that fight. That actually makes such a huge difference. Because France is like... France is a vibe. Poland's shaking around. France is a vibe. Guess we'll also check who has artillery. Ooh, they have artillery accepted as well. This doesn't mean they have the next tier tech, but if they do have the next tier tech, I actually don't think we can win that. We do have an extra unit, though. And this guy... I think we want to use to defend our ally. Because they try and do landing squads on Tunis. They're not very big, so 1 7k stack's probably enough to dice them up. Progress. Finally come alive. Welcome, welcome. I wish there was a better way to send goddamn masonry to the colonists. Yeah, you have to just hard trade it. It feels bad. Deus Vult is wrong, IRC. It should be its Deus Vult. Oh, interesting. Hopefully we'll make some options for automation, like build one in every province. Yeah, max out RGO, rumblers first, stuff like that. Yeah, we do have an auto-expand mod we're kind of playing around with now, and kind of enjoying it. So like, auto-expanding jewelry here, for example. We could put the tools on auto-expand too. I wonder if they'll automatically upgrade, because those do need upgrading. It is why our money's being a little bit sticky, because stuff is auto-expanding. Oh nice, heavy ship power 10%, let's go baby. Alright. You shall be the first one to the front to fight the Poles. We will also go up. Don't want to let them grab stuff, really. And us dusting up France, or sorry, Castile / Spain won't take very long. I think we could improve relations with Brunswick too here. That's probably okay. Alright, well, let's have at it. The first battle we pay attention to. Just kidding. No battle to be seen here. First blood. It's also nice for us that we can go this way, but France can't. I wonder if this guy should be on the chopping block soon or next. For annexation, maybe. Just in terms of where we can get proximity. I guess maybe these guys first. Last I checked, yeah, they don't have full cores / integration yet, though. So we can't really do anything with these guys yet. Xantobi. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Are you using vassals for culture converting or just coring? Apparently the culture conversion is just a little bit bugged right now, so mainly just coring, but, you know. Just noticed a little mood. It's the name. You're either having fun playing the game, either this, pick one. Oh wait, what? Playing EU5 right now. 1533 in Spain, most of my income is nowhere close to yours. What am I doing wrong? This is unfortunately, I get this question a lot. How are you making so much money? Why is down up? All these types of things, etc. Unfortunately, the answer is like a lot of things. Here's what we're doing with our sliders. I don't know if this helps you. Making sure you have a lot of max tax is really important. Making sure your slider don't bug out. Very suspicious. We actually should have been making a little bit more there. But we also give out a lot of privileges so that we can have good satisfaction at high taxes, and then we high tax, and then we look to kill sliders as much as we can, because this is how you create margins. And we're only paying like 10% of our tax base, or our economic base, or a little bit more than 10, like 12% of our economic base, just for the entire Diplo slider and the stab slider. How many ducats do you have? Buckets. I mean, I guess we'll actually hide these guys back a little bit. Tax efficiency 10%. Oh, baby. Oh, you see that money go up, though? Oh. I don't want to siege them without a third army, I think. I feel scared. I need someone to hold me. Actually, we're gonna explore this with the Super Explorer guy. Xantobi, thank you for the Prime subscription. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I know it does take many things. But I think we should... Wait, what's this? Not reorganized. I think we should be microing some of this stuff. On the war side of things. Oh, we should see what we're actually working with, what we're up against here. So they have arquebusiers and lancers still. Perfect. Please tell me you don't have... Okay, they don't have next tier units. They don't have next tier units. Do they really just... How do these guys approach the tech tree? What the hell? They have every single thing from the previous age. Do they just actually full complete every age of tech tree and just fall behind in tech? 1 second, chat. Why so many decimal points in the money? We have a mod that allows you... So if you go over 1 million ducats, it just shows 1 million and then 2 million and then 3 million. We have a mod that just puts in a bunch of decimal places so that you can see decimal places when you go over 1 million ducats. Sorry, I just want to see how the AI is researching. I want to see what they're doing. Allergic to good tech, I guess. This is one of the best techs in the entire age. I mean, they're getting a lot of good stuff, but this is not how you want to approach it. It doesn't look insane, though. I mean... What are we doing here, though? Okay. Skipping tools is insane. Going for institution growth. Okay. What's he headed towards? What's down here? I mean, I don't hate a fine cloth workshop rush, I guess. God, he's... How much tech is he getting? 2.35. In a disaster. This guy only has mill tech. Oh, he has arquebusiers. So Bohemia will be unstoppable. We actually can't fight that shit. We just can't read. You deserve it. Thank you so very much. It's a lot of tech speed. Raving speed. They do actually. The automation, I tried playing it a couple times, does that. I think it does the same thing on AI countries. Would they just randomly choose? I hate choosing. I just want it all. Yeah. It's a game of like arbitrage because you can't get it all. I actually wish it was harder to get tech. Like you had to pick a little bit more. It still feels like you get to get all the good ones. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more research than that. They were getting 2.3, we're getting 2.71. But I think more of our edge is coming from the fact that we're not researching the bad techs and we're getting all the good ones. But yeah, we're not going to be able to tangle. So the thing is, we could go for... We could assault this +2 right now. And try and actually play through there. We could just try and siege it. We could retreat. It's not that big an investment to like siege and then wait and retreat. I think I like that a little bit more than assaulting. We only have 50k manpower. And we're not close to what we're going for. Alright, what are they gonna do here? Is this mostly levies? So we have 25 units. 28 units. But we have a +2 here. Yeah, maybe... I think we can't afford to be offensive here. We should have waited until one of our fronts got wrecked. Yeah, because now it's going to oversaturate the flanks. I think we're in okay shape either way. We could actually base race them. What are we doing? We're fine sieging them in parallel. The thing is, we just didn't want more guys to come around. Looks like our 2 armies are doing okay. Alright, cool. This guy will come on over. By the way, do your divs get map hacked when they send to auto chase a specific enemy stack? I think they get like map hacked a little bit, but not a lot. But isn't this gorgeous, guys? 100 nations of the Catholic army descend upon you. Our flags will blot out the sun. Alright. I don't think we will... I don't know what we're supposed to do here. But, like, obviously we siege way faster than they do. But... the one we're terrified is Bohemia. We have to keep that in mind. Bohemia is the spooky one. We don't need to support yet. They're taking more damage. I don't think we're ever getting rid of the antagonism on them. And this gets rid of their army more. We'd rather catch them on a +2 for us, I think. We're watching. Have eyes. So now our side flanks are going to collapse first. So we're going to wait to see one of these units on the right flank get killed. Alright, so now these guys can roll in. So we're gonna come in. Gotta do the staggered reinforcement because of the new revelations. And so now we actually get to support in on these fronts a little bit. Oh bro, maybe we should be microing the drills. Like drill at the end of the month here. Hey Justin Rife, how's it going? Manpower early age is weird. You want to dock everywhere you can up to age 4. I find myself with more seamen than army. It's good to have more seamen than army. That'd be a lot of army. breach, you say? A breach, you say? That's not too bad. And then we'll reinforce the garrison. And then get ready to collapse on this guy. Actually, I think we take the month tick, yeah? And then we have this guy go in. Actually, this guy. And we're sitting this guy here, so that he can't reinforce this army. Bohemia's on the loose, though. The terror in the deep comes. Give them another Tlemcen? We could do this. You guys want to see us cheese the truce or fight the war? Cheesy truce. Or fight war. Why are you negative war score with Castile? I mean, obviously we have to take more of their land. Just because this is the war goal. This is the war goal here. We don't have the war goal yet. Alright, so this left flank is crushed. We will wait for 2 more units to die before supporting. Of course, their right flank is crushed, so there is that. Alright, he is supporting his... But honestly, it feels like we probably should have better war score with Castile, all things considered. You can take a look at why they like it. It's just a fun undertaking. So this stream wasn't the start of the campaign? Did you really start as Granada and form Navarra? Yep. It's all in the VODs. Also the hips. Quick question you might know, what's happening to all the estate balance when they're all just negative all the time? Just eating up the loan fund they give us? No, it's just free money. It's mana from heaven. You may not like it, but this is what peak physical performance looks like. That's not the news we wanted to see, but like, if those are just captured ships that are sinking, we're kind of okay with it. It looks like that's kind of what that is. But okay, let's maybe send this guy back. Because we do have 2 patrolling fleets. He's not the only one. It's kind of a good trade. We're not doing it for the trade, though. We can't give him too much stats, otherwise he'll become heir, which we don't want. Yeah, we don't have much of a chance of defending that. Alright, this guy's going in. He abandons the siege. We have +2 dice, do we not? And our flanks are unbalanced towards the right. Really, the problem seems to be super exacerbated on the flank or whatever. 7 war score from occupations? Yeah, but we don't have all the people involved in the war. We control relatively small amounts of it. A big part of that's this guy, actually. So you know what we could do? We could ready the fleet to cross. And send over this army to deal with this guy. It's actually kind of an annoying spot, though. We will have to do a little bit more to unload his coast. I really hate that it feels like your colonies like just don't actually fight properly. Like, what is this guy doing? This guy either. Like, you mobilized for this war, you're not disloyal. It's in like a colonial region. Like, shouldn't you be... Oh, okay, fair enough. Alright, so our left is failing. You're up. Alright. Let's see how we roll. It's all flat terrain, so I think we can reinforce pretty quick here. But we are taking even losses. We do not like that one bit. I think we're just gonna win this and then pull back. Look to fight our +2. Like a dirty +2 fighter. Just kidding, we're not gonna win anything. Psych. Let's get out of here. Let's get the flock out of here. We have 2 of their forts, so... How... Everyone's super wounded. Why can't we repair? Is this a rural area? No, it's not. I guess we just have to wait a few months. We have to keep in mind we go through units real fast. Which has better dice for us, the right flank. This is a +3 though. Do they want to try and take it? With multiple armies? Okay, bud. We'll tangle. Wait, our 60 stack? How does this stack lose, dude? They have 16 heavies against our 29 heavies? I mean, okay, I guess. Having maritime presence was fun while it lasted. I wish I could diagnose that easier. Okay. What's going on here? The heavies engage. The heavies engage. Naval battles are really opaque. We have more heavies than you. You just beat us, so why should we be winning now? Is it because of some of this nonsense from the combat speed? Okay. I think we probably need a little bit more guys by now. Yeah, we do. Of course, win that one. Are crushing them here because they over-flooded the front. How many allies does it have to be to 7%? Can you bribe someone out of the war? They have better admiral? Oh, they could have a better admiral too. How much money would we have to give? Yeah. Guy's rather keen on the war, actually. The thing is, their war enthusiasm will be shit, so... God, this feels like such a slog for such a little thing. State that's gonna be nice. I think we send these guys back to full occupy Castile. Finish the occupation. I think we can start this battle. Are we losing more guys in this battle? Is Bohemia here? Don't look like it. Okay, now we're trading up. So what happens if I drill you guys for 1 second on the tick? Yeah, baby. The riveting micro you guys are all here for, actually. Why don't you make more troops? We're gonna run out of manpower here. This isn't this is a war where we are not going to, we are gonna run out of manpower. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just kidding. Remember when I drilled my guy? I didn't mean it. You visually had all of his morale, though. That kind of sucks. Okay, so they visually have all their morale when they drill? I guess that's fine. But they don't actually have all their morale. They were just kidding. Alright. We slogged through that one. Cheesy Truce says most of the chat, but it's close. Oh god, the forts, the bells. That's a lot of forts. What can we give this guy that he's okay with? I hate that forced convert isn't an option. Maybe we should just flip Catholic just so we stop getting crusaded with these bullshit crusades. I'm just kidding. We could release a couple of our colonies. That's cute. I don't think we want to release Asana. We could even see which is the most expensive. Or the cheapest. We'd have to release. Like Mallorca's doesn't do it. Toulouse is kind of interesting that that's worth so much. We could release Biz. I mean, we kind of don't care about this subject anyways, to be honest. I was about to ask for more ducats, but that's not how this one works. Oh, yeah, the super whatever, give us 5-year truce. Shtick. Are we... Yeah, no, I think we'll be strong in 5 years. I think we'll be super strong in 5 years, and we're not, like, researching Heavy Lancer right now and halfway done with it, where maybe we can do it. Okay, we'll do the cheesy truce. We won't slog through a stupid war that we can't get anything from for, like, forever. This. We'll head up here. Were we still fighting? Okay. Fighting all of Europe? Yeah. Blockade Poland for war enthusiasm? We could have done that. Start war in colony before releasing. Easy, grab the cores back afterwards. Start war in colony before releasing? Like on the same side as them? I don't know how we're still minus 12 though, that's kind of crazy. Low-key. I'm thinking we're landing England, by the way. This is kind of what I have in mind. Where the frick did they put their capital, dude? England, go home, you're drunk. Is it over here? Wait, actual what? The hell? Oh, I forgot, I can't click that flag, I have to click this flag. Oh, just kidding, I don't have eyes, my bad. Although putting our entire army inside the navy is actually super aggressive, huh? I guess it's not the entire thing. We're just thinking of putting 3 units and then dropping them in here. Fort level 2. I guess maybe we assault here. Alternatively, we could go after 2 Sicilies. Probably a little bit safer, honestly, because England's navy is a lot spookier. We actually might want to take stuff off of England as the thing. I guess stuff off of Two Sicilies is actually probably just more valuable. Oh, we gotta go after this as well. Yeah, you think France will give us military access? Think maybe he'll give us access? Oh, that's painful. We don't have no hedge for. We really want the war score reduction. How far are we off? We'll get that by the end, by upgrading our cavalry. So, I think we'll set this guy to hunt armies again. Our colonies just feel so useless. I feel like they should be able to take out Spain's colonies, but they never do. Wait, do we still not have the war goal? Oops. No breach. Could come here and start slapping around their armies, actually. I think I like that. Oop. He's not going anywhere. Okay, that is everything. Wait, what the hell? Rossello. Oh, this is the war goal. I'm silly Willy. Well, their enthusiasm will still get dunked here. You could order your subjects to deck on each other, the colonial ones. Are they a nation with marine troops? Are they not at war with us? Oh. They used to automatically fire you into war, follow you in war. But we can't have them fight these guys. I don't know if these guys can solo bolo these guys. You know, 1,000 people? No, they can't solo bolo them. We need our guys to dogpile. 2.45 million, yeah. We have a bunch of smaller colonies, is the issue. Canada, though. Nope. This guy will not make the cut fighting Canada. Oh, that's Canada's capital. Just kidding. Ooh-wee. Yeah, that won't be very useful. U4, there was a limited, to use SEMA for a limited amount of army troops. Option to use, interesting. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, the fronts aren't in danger. It looks like this is a conscript heavy ass army. God, we didn't even need to reinforce. Pathetic. And we have a lot of heavies here, so we should do just fine. Let this guy recover. I'm not sure if I don't know if he reinforces on allied territory. I don't think he does. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Actually, I think he'll just play support here. We'll stand him here, and then when he inevitably tries to lift one of these sieges, we'll just help out. Flip it. Yeah, let's go. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe we can survive it. Oh, where did our 15 stack go? Bro. Did it just get completely demolished? I guess. Oopsie. I understand our maybes will be super vulnerable to it. I just want to resolve that right now. So we're making that guy up to a 30 stack, so we'll just split it in half. Later. Wow, considering we win this. Damn it. What happened to our uber good guy? This guy's okay, but not insane. Who's our heir? Ugh. I mean, he's a little bit better. I think we'd rather have the discipline. And his overall stats are better. Oh, we can't... I forgot, we can't put our leader in charge. That this counts as a naval trait is so silly. Or an admiral trait. Can't lead it, maybe. Troops in the backline get morale damage. What's with your splitting your troops manually to reinforce early game? Reinforcing, should I do this early game? Well, I'm not sure if you eat morale damage in the backline. This is not a phenomenon I'm that familiar with. The way that they reinforce, though, is such that you want to do this independent of that. And that is, unfortunately... we could show you, actually. We'll show you here. I think that this guy will be enough on his own. Okay, so we have 3 sections, right? Left, center, right flank, and then we have engaged, although this is currently bombard phase. Then we have the box, and then we have reserves. What's going to happen is our guys will try and saturate the front, and they're currently in their assigned boxes, and some of them don't get to their assigned boxes, instead they're in reserves. I think front section chance affects this, but okay. From the box, they will try and engage, and they will engage. You can see the halt. They're waiting. They will engage until the frontage saturates. Because the frontage is saturated in the left and the center, the guys from the reserves will only go into the box of one where the frontage is not yet saturated. So we have guys in the box. The guys in the box are trying to reinforce the or trying to engage, and because they haven't fully saturated the front, we will roll regiments from the reserves into the right flank and into the right flank only. Only a certain amount, as of this last patch, only a certain amount of guys inside the box will roll to engage. And so once we're over that cap, they won't engage any faster. And so us having a really, really fat box to the right flank isn't going to make them engage faster. So this means that our right flank will have too many guys assigned. But a guy engages it, so now he's in. Now what's going to happen is our soldiers are going to die. But now we have this lopsided situation. And so what we want to do is whichever front of ours is going to fail first, which is going to be the center, we want to wait until it fails before getting in the next unit. Because if we reinforce right now, they'll continue to add to the right flank. We don't want them to add the right flank. We only have cannons at the center. And so we don't need to reinforce right now. But like in terms of when we would reinforce, it's probably when we have 0 cannons here and we're about to lose a unit here. So we're about to lose a unit here, then the cannons will roll to get in. But we're just winning. But in the ones where we're not winning, the person who loses the battle is the person who oversaturates one of their flanks, and then one of their flanks fails, and then the fail flank, you're rolling a bunch of additional damage from flanking bonuses, especially with this much cavalry. And so it's very annoying that you, like, this is the proper way to play, but because it's kind of a lot of micro. We don't need a reinforcement to get this done, though. Did we lose that? What battle did we lose? Navy battle. This one. Alright, well... fair enough. Maybe we should just have some galleys with each of those, just so we micro less. Does anyone know if Tenochtitlan has events? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I see, this sucks. Yeah, it matters when you have a ton of armies. So it doesn't matter for... This is like, this is small enough that it doesn't matter. But, like, if you have a ton of armies, it's, like, obnoxious, and it matters a lot. This guy's kind of amenable to an early peace deal, though, because he's full occupied, and he's like, you know what, dog, I've had enough of this. Oh, what? Why is this so much war score, though? It's cause we're not the mill hegemon. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think that is the major reason. We have to get that back. We have to get it back. I don't think we need to build more units. I think we just need to get the next tier of unit. Maybe we need to build more units. God, this feels like way more war score than it's supposed to be. We really would like to full annex them. Can we sort by... We don't even have full explorations, we can't do it. Frick, dude. Can we click exploring from Benin? Oh, I'm pain, dude. I guess it's fair, but... Yeah, I should have been more proactive about this. It feels like you should be able to just take everything they have at home. And that'd be enough, but like, he's starting to not have as much at home. How do you pull off your initial war as Granada? I made friends with Castile. I rivaled everyone Castile had as rivals, so I rivaled like Morocco and Tunis at the start. Then I asked Castile for market access preference, and then Castile liked me, and then I was allied to Castile for a long time. This is the way. If fighting an early war with Castile seems like a losing proposition. So you can see that now our center box is oversaturated. And now, like, if his flank fails, all these guys get to do nothing. It's not going to matter because they're going to... the flanking bonus is just so strong that, like, once one flank fails, whoever has the failing flank just, like, loses, but... There's the mill hedge. That's curious. Okay. I'm familiar with my game, my friend. Or your game, my friend. It's because Valladolid is just worth so much. It must be just Valladolid when he is actually parked there is worth so much. I mean, is this stuff still going down? Toledo. Definitely want this for fighting France. That's gonna be goofy as hell. It's gonna allow us to zip through and just bypass forts in a very abusive way. I think we want as much like, we want as much stuff over here as possible that's Castile's. That way, occupying him here will still do a lot. Just sell these guys into slavery. Because we don't want to click extra. Like free bear, but not free per SE free? I don't know what you mean by any of that. Hey, look, Sakota formed. Sakota did form. Is that a Victoria 3 reference? No, it'd have to be a Damagram to be a Victoria 3 reference. We'll take an OG to get the Damagram reference. Damn. Damn, a gram. Back at it again. With those sick kicks. Where that goes. Okay. What are we doing? Should just be blockading the shit out of that. Actual. Yeah, just on armies here, dude. Get them. Alright. What's the maritime presence for 2 Sicilies? Going down by 3 a tick. Fantastic. Get him! Get him! Wonder if we should take anything off 2 Sicilies. Is Sicily releasable from 2 Sicilies? Certainly not, right? Bro, that's stupid as hell. Alright, well. I'm just gonna take this. Looks like they're pretty amenable to peace too, right? They're not feeling any of this. Yeah. So we could also peel Great Britain out of the war, kind of easy. Where's my other arm? Oh, there's my other army. Whoopsie. Not giving him a chance to reinforce here. I think eventually he gets rid of this army. Sex Tunis gets the initial slaves on this. Surely we win this. I know they have some heavies, but yeah. And then it'll be cheaper for us to take if we take this down here. Get him. I guess he gets a reinforcement tick there, unfortunately. Oh, do you not have any regulars, my friend? You're running around scared with a bunch of levies. I'm just kidding, guys. He's not my friend. Alright, so these guys will come out. I think whichever one has more dudes we'll just send here. So, any advice for starting a strong subject in place, in a place you can't take land in a peace treaty? I haven't done that much subject play, to be honest. Korea's kind of a subject. They don't really stay a subject for very long. But I guess this Korea's also probably the strongest or second strongest start in the entire game. Just a lot of conversion speed. Okay. What is this province? Okay, it's that. I'm not sure we're on the winning edge of this anymore. Yeah, that seems fine. This guy want a white piece? Not really. We want to take as much colonial bullshit as possible. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while till we discover all of it. Oh, I did not realize we were still... I thought we ended this. That explains a lot. Well... Oh, I thought this was the other Niger. Not like this. Do we want to accept culture? I haven't looked at our culture situation in forever. We can go for it, kind of. I think Zentai would be the one to accept if we were going to accept. We 5-4 though. Or actually we're Navarra now. We could tolerate Castilian just to tolerate them, because there's a shitload of Castilians. And we're not planning on like converting all of them. Yeah, let's just tolerate them, Alright, I'm not sure we're continuing to win this. So let's just come back this way and reinforce. I guess maybe we are. Or why can't we stack like them actually? Because they have 0. Whatever. We'll let them do their thing a little bit. Well, this guy hates his life. Unfortunately, we don't have enough war score to separate peace him at this point, but he is not a happy dude. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He has a little bit of a tummy ache. He wishes he brought his brown pants. He thinks there's something amiss with his lunch money. That it might have been stolen. Alright. So that is over 10%. Now is a bit broken? It is, yeah, I agree. But like, playing in the New World's not broken at all, so... Oh, you mean broken? Isn't it broken and broken? Like, it doesn't work properly, but if it did, it's really strong? I was broken, you just have to fix your primary culture to win it. Blood for the blood god. But also instant coring mechanism. Well, we could take all of this. Pretty sure that that's gonna induce two Sicilies hating our guts for forever. We could just take just the tip. And release Sicily from this, which also would just give us a nice little foothold. Could check the other releasables, but I think that that was the best one. Or the one that felt like it made the most sense for us to go for. The Knights Hospitaller would be funny to release as Muslim. This Caligari actually maybe makes more sense. Just this makes going for their capital really easy, is the thing. Could just go for both, I guess. Something like this. Could also go for a lot more money, but I don't think we're trying to maximize the money from them, so. And then that leaves less. The problem with taking this is I don't know if it breaks their colonization. This is the last like coastal province they have that is a core. It's a core, right? I'm actually not even sure if it's core. Okay, it's core. The problem, I don't know if this breaks their ability to colonize. I think you can actually just colonize. This is something I got feedback about, not being like I think you shouldn't be able to colonize like when you are landlocked, but I don't know if it was ever fixed. Let's just regroup here. Oh, just kidding. Let's not regroup there. So we can... Really, we just need the maps, actually. So now we could take that from Castile. Which should not be cored, but... Right, because we can't... Valladolid is just like infinite war score. And all this together is just way over 100. Or it's not now? It was before. Why is this 20 war score? We could take also a foothold up here. The best foothold I think is up here, because where is it? York. Wait, where's York? Do they not have the thing where York acts as a proximity source? I guess not. Two Sicilies should be renamed if they lose Sicily. That makes sense. Won't destroying forts be better move AE managed wise, assuming future wars? Well, if we occupy the forts... Am I missing something? if we occupy the forts, as I understand it, only if you aren't controlling them do they give a penalty. But the real issue for us is that we can't take more Castilian stuff because it's not visible to us on the map. Which is one of the reasons we were trying to be a little bit proactive about exploration, but I don't think I was proactive enough. I thought that we had a good eye on what they had explored, but I was mistaken, I suppose. A little bit frustrating. So I'm not sure any of these are close to finishing, right? Just that one, but... Oh wait, we could see this. We'll have to finish that colony ourselves, but that's kind of whatever. I think it's touching the coast, right? Yeah. Problem is, can't take that, can't take Barca, can't take all this ish. Just so much random stuff. It's actually, a lot of it's in Central America, isn't it? That's my bad. Do they... We were so close. Could have had it all. I mean, either way, I think it takes one more war, so... Actually, where's the Bruges? Oui, oui. Go for something like this. Take the market capital, release, or move this over, release Flanders as a subject. Or move the capital to Antwerp. Ha ha ha. Oui. Actually, is that even the move on them? I'm just like spazzing out, I think, with that. Not that it's terrible, but like... Do we want to have claims on England? For this amount of 25 antagonism. What does England think of us when we do this, actually? They're sub 50 antag, actually. Oh, they accept this now. We can't peel out any money off of them, but that's kind of whatever. This just gets us nice and out of the war. We do a military hedge. You can help Castile form colonial subjects before peace deal. I mean, if there's anything to finish colonizing. Force still provide war score costs, occupied or not. Really? The thing is, they rebuild them pretty aggressively in the 5-year span. The thing is, like, it feels like wasted antagonism, but maybe not with the war score costs. They do make it more expensive than double it if it's not occupied. Forts work poorly for war score cost purposes. Interesting. Usually, I feel like we're not that throttled on war score costs specifically, but here we obviously are because we can't full annex Castile, but we couldn't anyways. So, I mean, I think we probably can't full annex them next war though, no matter what. Considering we're just a little bit under this time. Kind of just like concluding the war. You can spy on American-based cultures or a lot of cheap maps. This is true. We haven't been doing it. I kind of I don't like spying for maps as much on stream because I like just super often forget. But you're right. We probably should spy on Maya or something. Owning the Netherlands as Iberian country? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, we could build the Viceroyalty, so, like, we could actually get super strong, like, stuff going on there. Yeah. So, I think I like this peace deal. I don't think this is shooting itself in the foot. I think this is also just kind of getting through it. Like, because also just finishing the war to move on to the next one's kind of valuable. Is there Flanders? Spilling so silly. I mean, getting a fat discount on this is kind of important. Maybe we can get the tools and the lumber down. Lumber is really tough for this market, so maybe this is just a tools play. Something like that. We're gonna forget about this, so we're gonna put that in right there. And then one negative thing that we've done is, oh, did I mess up? No, Leon still but can make claims. This guy can still make claims. This is fine. We haven't we did lose the claims from Mallorca's, but I think that's fine because we wanted to deny the coastline. I don't think this is a subject, right? It's the whole shebang. But this is a Gascony, right? And they'd be big, yeah. And then we want to use random as per usual. And then here we have historic. And let's drop these guys off in Tortuga. Take a walk to Cordoba. Time to make all the subjects. F is for friends that something. keep us together. Forget both the real song and the joke song. But this should work for us. Except if someone in chat said, "Journalists, wait, no, there's a better way to do it," and then we read it like 5 minutes after we've already pieced them out. Then the truth always hurts, but it is what it is. Going to be free war score for the Crusaders. Womp womp. You know, and tag maxes out at 1k? Yes. I didn't know that. At that point, it kind of doesn't matter. I don't think you can, over the course of the entire game, get escape that. We have the pop-based countries, not the normal countries. Oh. That's interesting. I was unaware of that. I mean, it makes sense. I didn't think that you couldn't do it. I just, like, it hadn't occurred to me. Interesting. Huh. Does this game feel slow in the first few years? I don't think so. Journalists, wait, no, there's a better way. Not like this. Not like this. No, there's a better way to do it. Oh no. Alright. We'll look to finish this colony. Those guys are so small and like not worth annexing. These guys are almost annexed. Start annexing this guy too. You can have positive relations with England. The colony of Canada could rival us? Craziness. This is feeling a little bit repetitive to go after the Castile, but we're mainly just trying to form all Andalus, like overall macro play strategy. This guy doesn't have Maliki or whatever anymore, so he's actually really slow. Are we gonna... I think we might actually de-urbanize all of this. I guess the wheat's kind of okay. I mean, we want stuff with the iron, I guess. Alright, so let's de-urbanize this and this. And annex the guy. Just kidding. I feel like we started another annexation here somewhere. There we go. Alright, we don't want this urbanized. Get rid of it. We don't want the saltpeter urbanized either. Salt and beeswax is almost certainly fine. Livestock is kind of a maybe. Those woods, let's just leave it. There'll be plenty of urban locations in this province. Or it's 2 provinces. But he hasn't done any urbanization up here. It is kind of inland a little bit. Oh, I'm not sure. We could always de-urbanize it later. I do think Tortosa is more pressured on the food, but than some of these other ones. There's a market I was looking at that had like stone no food. I have to take a closer look at that, whatever was going on there. These places also need roads here. Like, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. We're not concerned with access, we're concerned with getting the road bonus right now. I guess here we can do what's gonna give us... Oh, just kidding. Can't do anything. Wait, why does this guy hate us, though? I don't like that. You can't save settings. Why do you keep swapping back to the wrong road type? It's because we're cheesing it, but we still want it. Yeah. Can we do roads for this guy, or does he hate us? He hates us. Cool. Cool. Actually. Oh, it's probably the other road, to be honest. There's a 25% dev bonus for having a road. Well, we should have done this place to the other one. Whoops. Oh, that road would be so good for him. But it also indicates he hates our guts. So we maybe do something with that. Hey, Fezimoto! Thank you for the $5 or the $50 donation to the Ukrainian Defense Fund. Much appreciated, my guy. Thank you so very much. That money will be used to buy non-lethal military equipment for the independent, or the, not the independent, the international force fighting in Ukraine, the volunteer force. Thank you so much. That's a lot of money. I appreciate it. We have been trying to hit 5K by the end of the year, but Thank you, thank you. If you have two markets you own, is it better to export back and forth or import back and forth? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I'm not like 1000% sure, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. Some subjects can fuck up your alliances. We don't have any alliances, so... But yeah, there's some funny business that can happen. They tend to experience less funny business when they're really small. Because they have high control. It's harder for them to rev. Less funny business. As a general heuristic. We hate the funny business. Oh, that guy's still needed too. get a couple fleets wiped out? That looks like we did. Is the way that it works, you have to release... Oh. You have to release the button while still hovering over it. That's what bricks it. That makes sense. But that's the cause. Wow, this guy doesn't give us food access? Terrible. Putting the armies in somewhat major cities for the like +2 control that they give. Saxonia, I don't think we care about them. We're just gonna wait. I'm gonna try and set up so that we can't get messed up by Castile when our next war is up. We do have to annex more of Spain as well, but we're kind of well on our way. I think this guy's the guy we want to go for next, so we'll make sure, yeah, he's at 200 relations. And then maybe Galicia. An empire that you can release as a subject will probably have the decline of the empire disaster. Oh yeah. Importing, exporting doesn't matter. Just use the one with the more market access like Hannibal. Yeah, this is a decent enough heuristic. More talking about cultural rebellions, revving your sub and your ally is forced to attack on you. Yeah, but if you usually if you give them just one province, they won't have cultural rebellions too much. Hey Tarek, how's it going? We do want to make sure we don't go to sleep too late. Did we annex anything during that war? I don't think we did. I think we... Oh, did we annex Marrakesh and we never did anything with it? Alright, yeah, we want to make sure that you upgrade all these. And put them on auto-expend, I guess. Marrakesh went through. I don't think we want that. Yuck. We don't want. We're not trying to pull slaves here, because there's a lot of. Let's also put cannons, I guess, on auto expand, because there is copper here as well. Unless we can't see them with our eyes. Alright, well they're not profitable, but they're still on auto expand. Just been kind of not pulling the trigger on that because I'm not 100% sure it should be urban or not. But we also have 150 ducats, or 150,000 ducats. Maybe we just, like, shouldn't care. I think if we're gonna own this, it might make sense for us to actually put in a viceroyalty. They're kind of expensive, but... I'm just not sure if we're giving this away to a colony later. I think we could actually get, like, proximity down here, though, so... let's do that. Viceroyalty is, like, such a disgusting building. We're gonna have, like, 50 control in Antwerp. Did you make the viceroyalty in Antwerp? No, we're going to. Trying to Goryeo run, how do you get the crazy CB during your Kumai run? You just take a little bit of China and then they'll start decking on you. I think releasing subjects helps. Like, they don't... I think the AI doesn't really know how to evaluate subject versus you, so if you release a tiny Chinese subject, they'll be like, oh, we want to take that, and then they'll deck on it, and then you just crunch them. They'll even truce break it, so, like wowza. I think Toledo's a city, yeah. Did we let this become a thing? It's not terrible as a city because it's on the coast and all. And cotton's something you could, in theory, get from your colonies, but in practice, a little rough. Most valuable trades are moving around the Chile. We're just expanding it out all the way if we can. It also moves slaves there. Yeah, stupid plantations don't work, man. Oh, he hates it. They do not work because the slaves will work in the RGOs before they work in the plantations. So you need to have more plantation jobs than you do RGO jobs. Secondarily, AI will close them anyways. Because they don't think that they're the most insane building in the game because they don't have eyes. No, really, they don't have eyes because they're artificial intelligence. It's true. Some funky ass looking provinces. I guess the lake's kind of cracked a little bit. Does viceroyalty stack with your capital proximity? No, but it replaces it. So for far-off places, it's good. In theory, it also adds like 50 nobles, so just building it purely for nobles is not an insane thing. Can you keep building viceroyalities if you stop being Iberian culture? I don't think so. But it is on the text, so maybe. You might have a hard time stopping being Iberian culture. Like, personally. It's an interesting question. I think cultural tech doesn't brick. The texts that brick are capital location texts and religion texts. So I think you can. Can you combine vicereality with French stuff? I'm not sure. We could go to, if chat really wanted to know, we could go to debug mode and sort that out. I think chat's unlikely to be interested enough. Chat the collective, the hive mind. I'm curious. So here's the thing is, either way, I think we want to stay in Navarran culture because the Mercantilism division is cultural and you do lose the laws. So functionally, like, losing this is just not worth it. I checked the files and the building also has the Iberian requirement. Okay. That sounded sound portable? Womp womp. If you're not invited, if you're not Iberian, you can't sit with us, exactly. Not invited to the Iberian table. Interested in seeing the French stuff? France doesn't have a lot of... French doesn't have a lot. Most cultures in Europe aren't... It's not tied to the culture, it's tied to the tag. France's content's very strong, but it's tied to their tag. Not to the Frankian culture. The exception is, like, the Iberian ones. A lot of it's on Iberian, or it's on the culture. Or it's on both. You start as Aragon, you can keep the Mercantilism division just forever. If we switch off of Navarra, can we keep it then? Because otherwise, well, I mean, at this point, I think the ship is maybe, well, otherwise we would have wanted to have swapped back Andalus. At this part, I think the ship has kind of sailed a little bit in terms of what we're doing. But Andalusi, if we swap back Andalusi, Andalusi has way more culture groups, so it's way easier to accept other cultures, because they're part of 3 groups, Iberian, Maghrebi, and Arabic. Whereas, like, Basque is just Iberian and Pyrian, right? But also, being part of the Maghrebi group, gives you this, which we would be open to having more of these. But we can't build them. I think we're going to go for some pop growth. Is there man mom as well? Yeah. You lose French specials if you form Rome. I think a lot of the French content that's law is unlocked by event, so you still have the event. No, you needed to be Aragon. Mercantilism or is or was Aragon. Man, Aragon just stays winning. I mean, they're annexed now, so we can't show off the Aragon, but Aragon's just a really strong tag. I'm glad I had it mentioned in, like, my top 10 European countries. I do think it's quite strong. I think we've kind of also hit the event horizon here in terms of making money. Getting 600 from the Ulama tax also feels... Wait. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I think that we're making the most off of them, but we weren't. Barracks is such a big upgrade for us, though. Now we can fight the idiot, like, coalition. I think we have war goals if we really wanted to pursue some of this. But no way. Dude, that's sick that our allies go for this. Our subjects. Elector of Navarra. From Savoy. We couldn't get there. That's cute though. Something like Aragon to Ottomans while controlling all the Med sounds insanely strong. Oh yeah. Well, you'd go Aragon into Navarra. Just Aragon into Navarra seems like just a super free play pattern. It's really strong. I actually think we're like kind of trying to wrap up here because I'm trying to get to bed before 3 a.m. So let's actually take a look at that because I think that that's interesting and worth pointing out. Oh my god, Soyuza. Thank you for the raid, my guy. Soyuza with the timing. How are you doing? How's your stream? Were you streaming Vic 3? Did you build all in an area with one market? Yes. If you're zoomed out, yeah, someone already explained it, but if you're zoomed out and you shift click, it just builds like all the recommended in the market, which by the way is not fully saturating everywhere, but what it's doing is it's like, oh, does this have available peasants, available building levels? Whatever metrics the AI throttles the things by for the mass build, it does that. But we'll take a quick look at this, because I think that this is worth pointing out. Or like, I've been actually thinking about doing an Aragon into Navarra runs, because Navarra's tier 2, and Aragon's tier 1, so you can do both and get both their flavor, and it's all really strong, so... they're both gonna have Iberian, so everything in here, they'll both get. So, we're just gonna kind of cruise through it once, but, specifically, school first letters, I don't know what exactly causes us to be able to do this. We're using it in the game that we just kind of loaded out from. But school letters is one of the better government reforms of the game. I don't know if it's top 10, but it's really good. And the viceroyalty and the lieutenancy are both really strong. Military orders is interesting. You have to be Catholic, though, to do it. It allows for a government reform as well that I think is good. So I think you end up getting like 10% discipline or something, and then also like the interactions you get from military orders just kind of insane. So, but okay, there's some of that stuff. And then Casa de Contracion. I'm not sure how you trigger this, but obviously 20% trade maintenance for freezies, good dealsies, and a little bit of subject income is freaking insane. Mainly because the trade maintenance, which is actually a good modifier now, and didn't used to be a good modifier, but that's them. Okay, so now we're on to country bonuses. This will include like all the Catalan bonuses, I think, so we're just going to cruise through only these ones. But galley power, they get a lot of galley power, army morale. They have like a lot of trade stuff, and they have a lot of like high medium type, like the best government reforms, like they have really high medium gov reform density, so it's like they have the best government reforms like possible without like dropping your chin to the floor. It's kind of like Aragon, so a little bit more subtle, I think. Aragon and Ottomans and Mare Nostrum sounds strong. Yeah, we could still do that this run because we could go Al Andalus into Ottomans. Flipping Turkish is not something we're like remotely set up for doing though, but okay, trade maintenance, trade efficiency, great. 2.5%, also very nice at this age. Maritime presence, solid enough to worth researching. Literacy, very good. Maximum RGO size, solid. Trade advantage, not very good. Proximity cost, 5%. So that's one source of proximity cost. But also the 10% off the Mercantilism division, which is now, it used to be 5% better than the next best law in the category. Now it's 7.5%. So you're getting effectively 12.5% proximity here. And then we have possible burghers, towns, and cities. I think this is pretty solid, especially if you go aristocracy, because you maybe go over the burghers cap, or like you end up having no peasants, and the fact that you get more burghers is kind of nice. This is also a little bit late though. Artillery power 10%, solid modifier. Estate satisfaction equilibrium 2.5%, very solid. I don't think you're using. Oh wait, let's see. How are these guys better? A little bit more combat speed, more initiative, and more morale damage done. Age 1, you just have better levies. Catalan crossbowmen are one of the best age 1 units in the game. Now, this is not really because of the initiative, because the initiative is not that strong anymore. It's the fact that they have 50% more strength relative to every other unit. Although cavalry is actually insanely strong. Maybe they're not even as good as a cavalry unit, just because cav are so strong right now. But I think in a world where things are reasonable, they should be much better. And then we have the reformed version of those guys. All right, we have a gov reform, free gov reform. Again, subtle, but like 2.5 state satisfaction equilibrium and legitimacy for free is very strong. Crown of Aragon, if I recall, is pretty strong. Oh no, it's not. You probably want to get rid of this, so you probably want to swap Pluto. I remembered it being better. I guess trade capacity is pretty solid, actually. And then some free estate privileges. I think that this one is worth it, because this is just locations in Aragon, and all estate sat, just very strong. And then I think this one's not worth it. Okay, and then you flip Navarran. And then Navarran has some of the best advances in the game, and this is like a play pattern that is just super easy. In fact, almost, you see they have some weird numbers on this, like you don't really see too much 5% or 2.5% research. That's because they used to have 5%. They got super hard nerfed, like half their advances used to give double whatever the bonus that they give now. Like the proximity cost I think used to be 5 or 10%, now it's 2.5%, but in total, between the two of them, you're getting 15% procs, 2.5% discipline, definitely worth researching. Monthly dev, this is, I think, one of the countries with the earliest monthly dev in the advances tree. There's some that have it on religion and stuff like that, but it's one of the earliest one. Manpower, very solid. And then this is like so late to the party, but where is it? Don't they have... Oh, it's Granada that has a really good one. We just were used to looking at it. This is also very nice. I don't know if this requires that you stay Navarran, but having a bit of flexibility. This is why people early on in the game were swapping Navarra for world conquest attempts, was because they wanted this. I think that starting in China or in the East is probably better than that, or obviously starting Barless, but there are other options. In our game, we were using this for the fortification maintenance because we stacked like 100%. And then this seems fine enough as well. So, and then this, you can build even if you change the capital. And this is basically plus 50% minting. It's a pretty strong thing. The Holy Dunsparce, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So, like, you get to do this, and then you're like, Aragon, Navarra is still one of the very best tier 2s. But, like, Aragon, like, it's such a smooth transition, man. Like, it's right here for you to be able to do it. The issue with Aragon right now is, Actually, maybe they've made it so it's easier to play nice with Castile. And then, if you just rival, like, England, maybe this is actually is not too hard to run. Just whoever's rival with France, you rival those people. Which makes it easier to get friendly with France. And then, you know, you go after Navarra really early. So that you can get enough Navarran pops that you can flip to Navarra. I think you need 9 locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, how convenient. You have exactly enough locations to form Navarra if you take them out. From what I'm seeing, the Mercantilism division is minus 10% procs. It wasn't nerfed. Percent research isn't strong, IMO. It used to be strong. You didn't used to be able to get... You didn't used to get percent research. All the techs didn't scale up as fast in terms of cost, or they didn't scale up in tech cost, and you didn't used to get percent from an embraced institution. At the time it was nerfed. It used to give more, but I still think 2.5% is like okay to research at that phase in the game. North Island Man still the GOAT. Navarra law has or had tags, so it's permanent. Okay, that's good to know. So we can flip off of Navarran. Yeah, maybe we should have flipped back for our run. We probably should have flipped back Andalusi then. There's so many useful techs that give you an edge in getting them faster, but the equation, there's the equation of institution, etc. Is Aragon not tier 3? No, it's tier 2, because it can form Spain, which is tier 3, I think. Castile's also tier 1. So, as Castile, in theory, I think you maybe want to form Navarra as Castile. I don't know if that bricks too many of your events that are useful to you. Like, Mesta Council, for example, is, like, based on events, and you get, like, some of this stuff that's, like, pretty strong. But you can start Castile, form Navarra. Castile, in total, will get 30% tax efficiency, though. And I think... one of these has procs in it. No, this is some of the tax efficiency. Is it Mercantilism division? Is that their only source of procs? Extra procs? Maybe it is. I don't know. Castile's kind of just like... I think everyone really underestimates Castile because the AI is really spectacularly bad at playing Castile. Castile's really strong. They're not as explosive, like, they're also slow starting, but, like... I don't know, if I were to play a multiplayer campaign and I had to choose between France, England, and Castile, I'd probably pick Castile. That's a silly situation, everyone in Europe forming Navarra. Yeah, it is a silly situation. I agree. It is, what everyone was doing. In terms of the content creators that were trying to do push starts. I know both Flurry and Playmaker tried to do World Conquest with Navarra. What about France and Navarra? France is... yeah, I mean, I guess you could do France and Navarra if it's not... I don't know if France is tier 0. I don't know what tier level France is. It's unfortunately not transparent, so I'd have to look at the game files. I know Playmaker and Flurry both tried Milan into Navarra because Milan has this. So the idea was this was how to get the most minus war score cost, but I felt that this was the wrong way to look at it. I don't really talk about it because I was planning on doing a world conquest if they failed. But I felt that the way to look at it is there's still a floor by which you cannot reduce war score. You can't reduce it past minus 90%. And the more important thing is to get as many of the things that cost a lot of flat war score. And since war score scales with both tax base and population, getting those things early or getting started on those things early is really important. So it's either like Delhi or Yuan. that are Delhi, Yuan, or Korea is probably the best world conquest if you're not doing Timurids. But then Playmaker and Connor both did world conquests with Barless, going to Timurids, which is probably just better. But if you're not doing it, I think it's Yuan or Delhi. I thought about doing a Delhi world conquest attempt. I think Delhi might be best, but with some cheeky cheesiness and this type of thing. Will you play multiplayer? Maybe. France would just be degenerately strong in PvP. I think the problem with France is I think you don't want to be scary. In anything that's multiplayer, I place like a really, really high value on not being scary to the other players. And so playing the slow burn nation, where I can try and make friends, and I want to be someone who's not Bohemia in France, so I can point at Bohemia in France and be like, look, these guys are terrifying. France is tier 3, so I can't form Navarra. There we go. I think you just leave these two for the end and just truce break them to death. You can't declare if your stability is too low, so I don't know what you mean by truce break them to death. You can't deck another war if your stab is too low, and you're gonna get if your stab gets to like the thing that throttles you on wars is you also can't declare war if you have a subject with over 95, or if you have a rebellion with over 95% brewing, and this is often the thing that is throttling you, and so what's gonna happen is you're gonna get a rebellion pop as soon as the war finishes. Or you're not going to have enough stab. I guess the rebellion won't pop while you're in war, but you have to wait a month tick. Pundia has the biggest war score reduction in the game. I'm pretty sure Playmaker was talking about it. Let's take a look at it. Pundia? Punia? Pundea? Is this a formable? I think looking at the minus cost is the wrong way to look at it though. I think you the thing is the war score scales up really fast. Can't you get China because of the CBs? So with your logic I feel like it must be Delhi. Yes. So I kind of think it is Delhi. It's Delhi, but the beginning's annoying. Like, you kind of have to be able to march your army to over here a little bit. And Delhi, what you do is you cheese Delhi by flipping to Bahmani and then forming Delhi. Pandaya, thank you. Playmaker's even here. He showed up. I was talking about world conquest. These guys theoretically have the most war score cost reduction. We do like our prosperity modifiers. Oh, and then you form... Yeah, okay. I understand. I don't think that's best for world conquest, but maybe... I'm still thinking that either Delhi or Korea is best if you're not playing Parlous. How do we flip culture in this game? You get 1% of the culture pop in your nation, and then you start promoting culture until you get, I think you need over... You need either your leader to be of that culture, or you need to have that culture be dominant within your nation, and then you can flip it. Best tip for world conquest, don't? Yeah, I mean, that was my approach. I was only going to try it if, nobody else could do it. But I had a plan to do it as Korea. I spilled the beans on how to, like, do it, though. Like, you could just annex all of China very quickly as Korea. So... World Conquest doesn't sound like fun this game. It's not. There's 30,000 locations. I don't want to click that much. You can use unstable subjects for almost always guaranteed war. Like Biz took all the Eastern Europe's HRE, shaking Biz across. It also maybe would make sense to use someone that has like look for tags that specifically have less rebels or whatever. I'm not sure what's optimal on that front. You can change the game rules so it only needs to be present. Yeah, this is true. I'm talking with like standard game rules, but yeah, you can change it. It doesn't break Iron Man, so I'm guessing that whatever the rules for breaking Iron Man are, I think people will consider those to be acceptable from the perspective of, is this run legitimate? But maybe not. So like, present in country doesn't break Iron Man. I think present in country doesn't break Iron Man, but any does break it. Any culture also breaks it. So present in country is just makes a lot of things so much easier, especially the religion flips. You could be moist if you want to. I understand it's Moist, but you can be moist too. You spread market villages in every province this stream. Do you think that is something you do early? Not super early, but eventually, like, relatively early, yeah. Like, the building does other stuff on its own, right? Like, it's not a dead building, it's like a decently powered building, so the fact that it's going to give you, like, 20% dev growth in that location for, like, 20 gold, it's, like, super worth. Super worth in the long term. I wonder what the best... I'm still not sure what I think the best religion is between Sunni, Sanjiao, and Shinto. I could be missing something with another religion, but... The thing is testing Sanjiao or Shinto is kind of a pain in the butt because, like, it's linked to Japan content, which is broken. So... But don't forget that having the leader of the desired culture or religion spawns conversion events. Yes, this too. But we were talking about, just in general, the Aragon into Navarra, like, is a very strong run that, like, is pretty reasonable at the start. Do you think it'll do an order of operation on building economies? Maybe. It's not really high on my to-do list. I think I am going to make a video about, like, the fact that you do want to, like, you want to slow drip armies into battles, because that's something that I think was explicitly expressed to not be a desired outcome in terms of game design, and now you want to slow drip armies into battles. So... Have you seen the Japanese pirate island shenanigans? I haven't seen, I assume you're talking about Spiff's video. I haven't seen it. I saw that he did do pirates, but I haven't seen what he did. Just generally speaking, all the Japan content's super broken. Like, when I last looked at it, so I assume that this is, like, an extension of that. Especially going from Catholic to other religions, they have more juicy bonuses. Yeah, just about every religion. I think Catholic's just really awful. I don't even know if, like, if the folk religions or something are worse than Catholic. No. Have you been Orthodox Church? Hard pass. Yeah, I mean, I think Orthodox is even better. Orthodox is pretty bad, though. Or feels pretty bad. I think I also don't fully understand exactly how to squeeze the most value out of Orthodox. One nice thing about Catholic is the antagonism reduction. It's just super, super nice early on. But, like, it also, the extra diplomats is nice from the Christians early on. Like, super early on, like, Catholic's kind of okay. But then, like, after the first 50 years, it starts feeling pretty bad. Not a fan. Japan pirate only bug? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I could do, yeah. I don't know. I really want to do a Japan run. I'm kind of annoyed it's scuffed. I think Japan run would be good content. I'm not gonna... Another thing is also verifying it's scuffed takes forever, because you have to, like, play normally and then get... get Sengoku. And, like... does not feel good, brother, to play, like, an 80-year campaign and then be like, oh, it's rigged. Yeah. But I think we're gonna find someone to raid. I want to try and get to a decent hour here. Just wanted to do... Thought about raiding... almost raided Karasek there, but the problem is he speaks German. Which is nothing wrong with speaking German, but most of you are English speakers, right? But I am a fan. Looks like we have someone playing Biz. People like Biz, right? Yeah, let's raid this person. As long as they don't have... They appear to be in English... So, well, let's give them a raid. Being in English is important. And then we will send the link over to all the Twitch viewers, or sorry, all the YouTube viewers, in case you guys want to join. And this time we'll send the Twitch people off first. And then we'll say bye to the YouTubers. Hell yeah, brother. Just kidding, we're gonna keep streaming. Smell you later to the plus 20% efficiency, minus 20% AE. It's like 50% of the reason the Europeans are blobbing. It is, yeah, it's good for that. But anyways, we will conclude the YouTube stream as well. I mean, maybe I'm under ranking Catholic, but that's like, that's what it has basically. But bye now.